Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about IP address and MAC address. So, what is IP address and what is a MAC address? So, IP address refers to a address. Basically, it is the address of the computer. So, MAC address refers to a physical address. Okay. So we can see this more in a demo. So, let me open my CM and I will check my IP address. ipconfig command will give the IP address of my system. It is 198.168.0.1.7 and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. So we'll see what is the subnet mask and what is IP address. So basically my router IP address is like 192.168.1.1. It is a private IP. So basically, the five private IP addresses like we will use 192.168 series and 10 dot series. These whenever we see these two series, we can easily say these are all the internal IP addresses. We can easily say that one. And we in this from this IP range. So here it is allocated with from 1 to 255. So it is basically in this number between this 1 to 255 any number will be allocated by the DHCP. DHCP is a dynamic host allocation protocol which is used by the routers. So the router using that protocol router will assign a random IP address. So each time whenever you are connecting to a router, the router will assign a random IP address to your system. Okay, and here we cannot see any sort of MAC address. So for finding out the MAC address, we need to mention slash all. So this command will give all the information related to the IP addresses we can see here. So this is our IP address, system IP address, and this is the physical MAC address of the IP, MAC address of the my system, and this is a router address we can see here. Okay, and so how this MAC address is allocated? So we can see we whenever we are dealing with the MAC addresses. So there will be a code called NIC code, network interface code. So this network interface code will be embedded into your laptop or system. So it will provide a MAC address to your system. So in the huge number of laptops are in your network, so whenever a packet comes to your network, this where this packet needs to go, it will be identified through your MAC address. So okay, basically this code provides a MAC address for your system, and this is your IP address of the system. Okay, and we can see the router IP, we can see our IP. So when if we disconnect this one and reconnect this thing, so maybe this IP address may be changed or maybe the same, because if in your network you are the only user, maybe the chances of getting the same IP address is high. And if we want specifically configure the specifically we want some specific IP address to your system, you can allocate that in the your router settings also. So when it comes to the IP addresses, there is a table you can easily understand. There will be some classes of IP addresses. So class A, B, C, D, E, there will be classes. So the class A IP addresses which deals with the IP range 1 to 126, and class B deals with the 128 to 191, and class C deals with 192 to 223, and class D 224 to 239, and class C remaining 240 to 255. And when here we can see the 127 number is missing, right? So 127 means 127 is basically referring to your local system. There is no such IP address exist. So the local system, whenever you are referring to the 127.0.0.1, basically you are referring to your own system. Basically it is your own system only. It is not something external IP address. So it is not coming into the IP address. Basically it is your own IP address. Here we can see the subnet mask. So because of our IP address is 192.168. So it comes under this class C. Okay, and in this class C we can see /24. So whenever we are scanning in the nmap, so basically in the nmap commands, whenever we are providing a command, so this is actually let's assume it is a nmap. So we'll be providing that 192.168.1/24, which means we are telling nmap to scan all the systems or maybe laptops, whatever the devices connected to this network. So this 24 refers to that entire, to scan entire network. Okay. So basically here we are only we can able to configure, or we can able to connect these 255 devices only. And when it comes to the above one, so 128 to 191 range, so we can see there are two zeros. First, this first zero needs to become all to 255, 1 to 255, and then this zero will become 1. After that, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 until 1.255. After that, this one will become 2, then 3, then 4, then till it becomes 255. It will allocate the number of IP addresses. You can assume how many number of IP addresses will be provided through this range. And when we go to the IP address of the A class, we can see there were three empty positions, like three zeros. So in the same manner, first we need to fill 255, and then 255, and then 255. So we can imagine how many number of IP addresses will be allocated. There will be a huge number of IP addresses. Basically, this huge number of IP addresses, like this IP range will be used by the ISP providers, or maybe bigger organizations, ISP providers. Those kinds of organizations will use this range, like Microsoft, Azure services, AWS, Amazon, data storage services, and those kinds of services will use this large number of systems connected to their network. So for that connectivity purpose, they will use this large network. This is what they use. So for scanning all these things, so this is the basically notations which we can use by slash, as I explained here. For scanning entire network, we are specifically specifying 24 or 16 or 8. So to what it means it is referring to the whole network. So this is the basically about the IP address, and this is when it comes to the MAC address, it is basically provided by the NIC card, which is embedded into the system. Without NIC card, there will be a no MAC address to your system. Yeah, that's all about the IP address classes and MAC addresses, guys.